Yeah, let me tell you something, man. It's the way you've impacted my life has been beyond legendary. You know what I'm saying?
You,
and
thank you, bro.
You're not much older than me. You know, you're literally like my big brother, but you just been a star since you was a teenager.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Joe. You know what I mean?
But I was looking at pictures of you because I thought you was mad at me, right?
Why?
And not because I had KRS, who's my other idol.
Right.
Right up here, and then we got to talking about verses or whatever. That's not what this is about.
Right.
But and I hit you like 2 times because yo, I'm gonna tell people, imagine, I'm just trying to tell the viewers. Imagine if you had a man you looked up to your whole life, somebody you worshipped, you loved, and you actually could pick up the phone and call him. And when I call you, I'm spoiled. LL always answers for me. Right? And you ain't answer like 2 times. And I got to looking at pictures of me and you over the years. And every time I take a picture with you, I'm smiling from here to here.
I love it, man.
I even took pictures with you when I was Fat Joe the Gangster. And I got smiles, lopsided smiles. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, because, you know, to say I study you is an understatement. I listen to all your music today, and to say I study you is an understatement. Like, Fat Joe would have never made girl records if it wasn't for llcoolj.
My man.
So What's Love or Another Round, and that's all llcoolj. That's all llcoolj. And a lot of artists, you have influenced a lot of artists. And today, I'm going to let you talk because they want to hear you. I'm talking too much. But when I'm listening to your music, it's hard for anybody to battle with llcoolj on some versus shit or something. I mean, anybody.
Nah, I feel you. No, first of all, I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I never take the love for granted. I'm very grateful to you for the love that you give me and the support that you show me. I would never be mad at you, you know, because guys want to, you know.
Yeah.
Because guys want to, they want to.
You know, it's KRS. You know, it's Chris's birthday today.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah.
I take it, you know, it's my idol too. So I wouldn't let him talk crazy about you. I won't let you talk crazy. You know, I worship you guys. So
I wouldn't.
You didn't think that it would be a good battle, right? You just think
my thing is this. My thing, first of all, this is my thing. Like, you know, the last time I checked, everybody was saying it was a celebration. Now all of a sudden people are talking about I Won't Survive. I thought it was a celebration.
Yeah.
Now what 5 minutes ago was a celebration. Now my name gets thrown in the arena, and now all of a sudden I Won't Survive. It's a blood killing. It's the you know, what's the things, the joints that, you know, the machetes is out.
They want to cut your head and put it on the stick.
What happened? I thought we was popping champagne and like dancing around. Like,
hey, so let me tell you something, LL.
That's a little confusing to me. I'm a little confused by that.
LL, you've been winning for a very, very long time. And you've been because of you and being able to transition to other forms of business and movies and stuff like that, you got away from other artists. They bring them up and they want to pull them back down. They'll pick you up the ladder and they pull the ladder. You've been away. You got away from that.
Yeah.
And then and it seems like you've done everything perfect. So now they got one last shot to bring you down, and they start talking that.
Yo, you remember Mickey and Rocky? I don't know which one it was. You get no shot. Remember Mick? Yeah, my thing is that man, look, I would do it and have fun, and and celebrate, and I love all of that, but it needs to be fun. It needs to be a celebration. The vibe needs to be right. I don't need somebody jumping out a box of cereal with a freestyle and all that. Like, we supposed to.
Happen.
I thought we were celebrating.
No. You're L.
Yeah, I know.
I know you like the back of my hand. Yeah. I know him. Yeah. Listen, guy.
No.
Study y'all. I'm half KRS, half LL. Listen, he gonna do that. If y'all standing there,
I'm not even.
It's
like,
gonna turn into a battle rap type of thing. You know that,
Joe. Like the reality is.
But I was listening to all your music today, and literally, if you go hit for hit, I mean, I don't know. And then you also need somebody from your generation. Because the only guy I see you battling is like a Drake, right? Because he got all the hits, and you've had all the hits for 20-something years. You have had the longest stream of hits, longevity, but still, a kid that loves Drake is in a different age range from all of us who love llcoolj too.
100%.
And so you messed up. You in a class of your own. Like,
that wouldn't make no sense either. It would be like, it would be me and then my kids. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, it's just like, it's all love though. You know what I mean? Like, I just, my thing is I'm definitely with it if we can find the right person, but not with the, not with the guns out, the revolvers.
That's what's gonna happen.
They jumping out the car with the revolver and all.
Nah. Chris is a positive man, conscious.
It ain't. But it ain't even really about that with homie. It's like the music. I don't feel like musically that's the vibe. Like, I feel like it still needs to feel like a mixtape. It still needs to feel like it
gotta be Brandy Monica.
It gotta be vibes. It just gotta feel like we doing it. Like, I don't want to play, I want to play Around the Way Girl, and I want it to make sense. I want to play, doing it, and I want it to make sense. I want to play Mama Said Knock You Out. I want it to make sense. I don't want to have to, only play I Shot You and To the Break of Dawn and Ill Bomb. Like, I want to be able to play. You want to have
to play that 1-900 LL J.
We can play all that.
How much money can one black man make? Huh?
Yeah.
I was known as Shoot Dynamiter. I write around fast without the typewriter.
Woo! Yeah.
Man, Jingling Baby.
Go ahead, baby.
Man, that Doing It, to paralyze the whole city. That Doing It?
Yeah. It's real. Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's real. I just, these dudes, man, like, it just got to be right, man. I don't, dudes be like, how dudes throw pebbles at the window and all that?
Out there, I know they trying to get you. I know, listen, I'm a rat.
You're not being a rat.
Listen,
I already know. I already see all that.
They've been pushing me to push you to get in there.
No, that was the listen. That's easy to figure out. It's too easy. Why do guys think I've been around this long?
yo, let me tell you something.
That's too easy. Like, yo, you go, forget the records.
Yeah, let me tell you, I would love to see you in. Look, my wife is laughing at the things. I would like to see you in the verses and celebrate music, exactly like you said.
Thank you.
Celebrate music.
Thank you. This isn't a dethroning of, let's demoralize, dethrone, and decapitate LL.
No, I ain't doing that. But KRS, that's what he's about.
You're not gonna survive and all.
Yo, stop. Yo,
what are you talking about?
Hey, L. KRS, that's what. Look at you. When you
but I love him. But
let me ask you a question. When you came up in the game, it seemed like you battled everybody. Like, did you feel at the time when you was younger like you had to battle rappers in order to come up? Was it like a why did you battle simple. Everybody?
It's simple, Joe. Like, let's call it what it really is. Like, let's not front. All right. Like I'm like man to man, honestly. Like, if you're in high school, right? Let's put it in high school for a minute. If you're in high school and you get enough attention from enough girls, you're gonna have some problems. Okay? We can act like we don't know that. We can act like that's not part of it. We can act like it, you know, like when the shirt off and all that isn't like part of the little extra shoulders they give me and them lists, and you know how it is. So my point is that when any of that would come to me, I always defend myself. Like see, my thing has always been this with life in general. Like, and you the same way. Like I see you posted with the whips and the sky blue whip, and you doing your thing, and it's love, and I love all that. But some people get really tight about that stuff.
Yes.
Like they get really upset. So my thing is when people would come at me on an MC level with that type of thing, I'm not having it. But not having it doesn't mean like. But if you invite me to dinner, and we're supposed to have dinner and champagne, don't talk about punching me in my face because I thought we were supposed to have dinner. Now, if you want to, you know, like he doing too much, right?
Yeah.
You feel me? So my thing is like, so with the battles coming up, that was more about like, yo, back up.
Celebrate. It was let me
it's
ask
like
you
the
something.
territory.
Hold up. Let me ask you something. Because you've been getting money a long time, L, since you was a teenager. No, that's real.
Yeah.
No, it's real talk. And I'm gonna go there with you, right? And you know, I love you so much that I seen when the George Floyd thing happened in the Armor, and you came on your live, and when you spoke about Black Lives Matter and coming together and all that, I watched comments. This is some shit. Talking, shout out to Comment. Comment, what's up? This is exactly dealing what you was telling me. I heard people saying, fuck out of here. We don't want to hear this from you. You've been getting money forever. Fuck that. You've been successful. You've been the star. These are guys, your fans, on your IG. It broke my heart. Not just for you, but it woke me up to maybe everybody isn't happy that we're successful or we're doing well.
It's not that, Joe. No, it's not that. What it is that you have a lot of guys that get money and forget where they come from. See what I'm saying? So they can't really relate to the struggle of real people that are trying to figure out how to whether they pay their cell phone bill or AC or something, or don't have no AC, or whether they can get their refrigerator fixed and it's hectic and it's coronavirus and you know they got to go to the store every day and you telling people, yo, wear a mask, and they can't really buy they can't buy $500 worth of groceries or $300 worth of groceries and just chill out. They got to go to the store every day and they dealing with this. And then you got guys that's living luxurious with ice and diamonds, and people sometimes can feel like, yo, did you forget who you are? Did you forget where you came from? Like, you from Queens, homie, did you forget? But what they don't realize is I didn't forget. So it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they ask those questions. It's not their fault because a lot of dudes do get tight. But see, money, you know, getting whatever type of millions you get, no, hundreds of thousands even. Money just makes you more of whatever you already are. You know what I'm saying? See, the one thing about me, Joe, is I'm not a sucker, B. And I'm not going to front on my people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to front on, I've never been a sucker. Even, I may have done things that people didn't agree with, and I may have had opinions people didn't agree with, but I've never been a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did that freestyle for Black Lives Matter. That's why I jumped out the window on that, because I wanted to be clear. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're right. I ended up, I had to say something to 50,000 people because it's like, yo, I didn't like the way they was trying to put me at. And a lot of times though, the flip side of that is some people may genuinely be concerned and be wondering, and then you have those that it is envy and they are trying to push a different agenda. So when they see a weakness or they smell blood, they go after it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if the guy you don't like has a flat tire and you know the tow truck guy and you talk him out of going to help. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a little of that. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. I see you with the Rock the Bells hat on. I know that's your radio station. And you know, we had this meeting one time, but let me finish. Don't jump out, because we both could talk. And I went up there, and I guess I had an audition or a tryout. And now that I look at quarantine, at the quarantine, right now, quarantine, I'm going to tell you the truth, Al. The biggest shit Versus. Second biggest, D Nice. Third biggest, Fat Joe Show. That's what's popping in the quarantine. This is the biggest shit out. Now, I went to the Rock the Bells with DJ D Nice was going to be my DJ while I'm on the mic. And nobody ever hit me back and said, yo, y'all got the show. Do you realize you was ahead of the time? Because it took the quarantine for people to understand what you understood. What happened? Why we never got the show?
I mean, you know, the bottom line is while we were getting everything together, you know, I guess things just fell through the crack and there was miscommunication or something. Because the reality is, I wanted you to do the show. I thought you would be great to do the show. I thought, you know, the reality is, I know as big as things seem online, you know, Rock the Bells Radio, we get 7 million listeners daily, B. Like, so I know it seemed like, you know, everybody is online and, you know, and it's moving and it's popping. But that's 7 million people a day. And my thing is, though, but let me say this. We absolutely, you should have a show. You should have a show. You should have a show on Rock the Bells. Like, I mean, it's about the culture. Like, the whole point of my job now is to support the culture. My job is to lift up and preserve the culture. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Nas just dropped his album, right? He just dropped his single. I'm bumping that. I'm putting that in heavy rotation. His first single, Ultra Black. I'm going to make sure we pump that. Rough Riders just came out with their joint. You know what I'm saying? About, you know, what it's about it, or, you know, what the name of the joint is. But they just put their joint out. Boom. I'm putting that in heavy row. Like, my thing is, and I'm playing their classic and timeless music. So what I'm saying is, maybe, yeah, for whatever reason, I guess miscommunication, the people maybe that I had handling it, then, you know, maybe it went left. But the reality is that I'm here
I didn't even want no money.
No, but you know what? It wasn't. But I appreciate that too, right? Like, but that being said, there is money. Like, Roxanne Shante is getting paid.
That's
you know,
right.
6 figures. You know what I mean?
I seen you give pieces of the company
100%.
equity.
Yeah.
The artists break down the names.
Yeah. So
even my man Crazy Legs caught a piece.
Yeah, Rock the Bells is the radio station on channel 43 on Sirius XM. If you download the Sirius XM app, you can listen to all the cultural, you know, I mean, our job is to just give people the original recipe. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the classic hip hop, we just give them the original recipe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, every now and then we throw the spicy in there. Every now and then we throw the other stuff in there, but we give them the original recipe, right? Now, we also got the platform, rockthebells.com. You go to rockthebells.com, I'm lifting up all facets of the culture, all different people, right? I'm lifting up, doing stories about everyone from Crazy Legs to Big Daddy Kane, from Shantae to Biz to you name it, right? We got all kinds of different articles where we're lifting it up, tributes and features. And then on top of that, we have products. So you can go in the store and you can buy stuff like your sneaker store should be a part of it. We should link up with Rock the Bells and make sure that we moving your products on Rock the Bells. That's an opportunity for us. But let me just say this. In terms of equity, I gave Run DMC a piece of the ownership in Rock the Bells. I gave Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane got it. And it ain't even about giving them. They earned it. So Pepper got a piece of it.
Everybody for self. I want the people to know what you're doing for hip hop culture.
For hip hop. Fab Five Freddy got
breaking them off. Because the problem is, the guys who went in there before us never broke nobody off.
Nah, I can't do it that way, Joe. I want to see, people got to understand something. Rock the Bells ain't about LL Cool J. It's not about LL Cool J. So if you think that I'm just out here like on a run just to kind of be seen, you're tripping. I've been famous since I was 16. I'm not looking for the props. I'm doing this for the love. I'm doing this because I care about the culture and I care about these artists. And my thing is, I feel like Big Daddy Kane should be getting his props. I feel like Shantae should get her props. I feel like, you know, Salt and Pepper or Fab Five Freddy or even Crazy Legs as the go-to B-boy should get his props. Risk, the graffiti artist. I even gave Ernie Panicoli, one of our photographers that's been taking pictures of us for years. I gave him some equity. Jonathan Mannion, a dude that's been supporting the culture for years. I gave him a piece of the company. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make our culture better. I don't want people, I don't feel like hip hop as a music form or an art form should only be as good as your last chart topping success. All right? Don't tell me that Bob Dylan is the shit and he's cool, and tell me that Bono was cool, but then act like LL and Run DMC or
like
Fat Joe is
Development
not
ain't cool.
relevant because maybe they're not at the top of the charts at this moment.
Sad. Let me tell you something sad about hip hop culture, and it's even better with R&B. But hip hop culture, it's like R&B. They got Urban AC, where I can still hear the latest Savant song or the Stephanie Mills. When you talk about hip hop, it's like
they got Rock the Bells, Joe. They got Rock the Joe. Nah, they got Rock the Bells. Like Rock the Bells. Like people gotta wake up to this. They gotta wake up. Rock the Bells is on fire. All right, and that's not hype. All right, it's 7 million listeners daily. It's bumping every artist in the hip hop game is rocking with Rock the Bells. Everybody's done Furious Fives. You have. All kinds of people have been involved with it. Every artist in the culture. RZA's Furious 5 with his top 5 super producers is coming out this week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's burning it down, B. Like there's no fronting in that. Like
Let me ask you a question there, Lau, because ever since I've ever heard of you, you've been rich, right? And did you ever have because I'm still in the category, believe it or not, a beautiful present my friends gave me. Beautiful. Yeah,
that's dope.
Nori gave me this robe. I'm never taking it off.
I love that.
He gave me the robe for my birthday.
I love Nori.
And oh my God.
I love Nori.
Let me tell you something. He loves you. He
That's my man. I love Nori.
Me and him, we almost fought over you one day. He loves you. I love you. You know me, I always have this recurring nightmare of a project building animated chasing me with arms and legs trying to bring me back to the projects.
All right.
You've been rich so long. Have you ever had money fears or you've been that doesn't occur to you?
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, everybody goes through ups and downs. I mean, I've been, by the grace of God, always able to get what I want for a long time, Joe. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm human. So even when you got a lot of money, you still have concerns. Like, it sounds weird, but you might be like, okay, what do I do with that? Or is that right? Or am I doing that wrong? Like, there's always concerns, but you got to have an abundance mindset. Bottom line, like, I got an abundance mindset. Like, I don't occupy a space of I occupy a space of wealth in my mind and in my spirit. Like, I don't even move with the fear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just always like,
to you, Al, you sat down with me 2-3 times and offered me money. And I tell you, I don't need it. You said, yo, Joe, you need some money? I'm like, Al.
No, Joe, you rocking. Like, Joe, plus, the thing is, Joe, like with me, I'm a lot more like low key than a lot of dudes. Like, I don't buy, like, I got whips by default. Like, kids got cars, like, but I don't buy a lot of cars. I don't buy a lot of jewelry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't overspend on houses. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'm probably a little more AZ than I am Rich Porter. You know what I mean? In terms of like how I move, I'm a little more quiet.
Right.
I move
Shout
a
out
little
to
quiet.
Kim.
Like,
Little
I don't
Kim's
have no jewelry on right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Little Kim is on the check-in, but you started the jury.
No.
You started
I
pulling your leg
Joe,
up.
Joe, don't get me wrong. Tomorrow.
Suits.
Joe, tomorrow.
You fucked me up, Al, because you don't want to do it no more. But when you had that convertible Benz, and the seat was all the way back, or you were standing on top of the Benz on the album cover.
You know what it is?
Walking with the Panther when you had the level multicolorful shit on, or the llcoolj 4-finger shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what it is, Joe? I think, like, I want a different type of jewelry now. I like jewelry that, you could go online and look at. You know what I mean? It's a different type of jewelry. I like jewelry. Don't get me wrong. I like jewelry, but I like logging in, B. And
I know. This is the most decent. This is the nicest, playful question I'm gonna ask you, but it's in no disrespect, and I know your wife. I love her to death. We look up to her. She's on the comments, so I know she tuned in, right? Was it hard for your wife you being such a sex symbol, like making sexy music. Like, nah, it's real shit, my man.
Hey, Joe.
Like,
hey, Joe.
No, because you making all the doing it. I'm not trying to jam you up.
You're not. No, you're not.
No. So I'm saying, was it ever hard for her to deal with, you know, Fat Joe might be a fat, cute guy to some girls. Some girls think he's a bald head, ugly guy. LL is handsome everywhere.
Whatever. You know what? I put it to you like this, Joe. You know, it's been hard. It's been a little hard here and there. You know what I mean? You know, but I paid a bribe or two. You know what I mean? You know, I paid a bribe or two, Joe. Listen, Joe. You know what I mean? Like one thing LL will never be on is a pedestal, B. Like you know, I would never front and act like, you know, I'm just like the perfect human being on a pedestal. I wouldn't even go there. Like, you know, what I mean?
It looks like that to us.
Nah, far from it, man. But I've always been, you know, respectful to the family. Always, you know, believed in love and taking care of my kids and taking care of my family. Like that goes without saying. I'm gonna take care of my family. That's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the family gonna get taken care of. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I was emotional and I was talking on the beach and I was going through it because, you know, I went through so much shit in my life.
I know, bro. That was crazy. That shit, I'm still like the stories you told me about, like just, yo, the feds and the vibe. Like you've been through some.
I've been through some shit, Al, and I can walk on some sand and still be here alive. And I'm sitting there, and I said to myself, I said, well, I don't consider myself a role model, but I'm going to keep it real with you, Al. In the back of my mind, I know these people watching us, not talking about no feds and nothing like that, just people, your everyday family, your everything. Yeah. And I've made it a commitment to at least try to keep my family right and show these people that there's more for them out there and that we could keep a family together. 100%. And I believe this is something I never asked you before, but I think this is something you've definitely accomplished and been working on your whole life. Is it true or not?
There's no question about it. I've always, you know, been a big believer that, you know, you got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your kids, B. Like, that's just, I don't want my kids. I never wanted my kid to look at me and say, you didn't look out for me. I'm just not that guy. I'm not having that. I'm just not having that. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally impossible. I'd rather die first. You know what I'm saying? No, I gotta take care of my children. So my thing is that, and their mother. So it's like, you know, you have to, like, that's part of manning up. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you're like some type of cornball. It doesn't mean that you can't live your life. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about in terms of like, in other words, it don't mean that I don't, like, my neck don't turn. It don't mean that I ain't regular. It just means, yo, you gotta take care of your family. Like, taking care of your family is absolutely mandatory, and making sure you better today than you was yesterday is mandatory. Like, I always got to be better than I was yesterday today. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I always on my purpose. I seen this little girl, right? And she looked broken. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Little girl, little baby, 7, 8 years old, and she looked broken. She looked hurt. And I was with my wife and my daughter and I was trying to figure it out, right? And then when I asked a couple of questions, they was like, yeah, her dad and her moms, they got divorced. And it would be almost impossible for me to leave my little daughter in the hands. Because what happens? You leave the girl, now your daughter, God forbid, your ex-girl or your ex-wife makes the wrong choice and she got the guy playing NBA 2K with 20 dudes in the house smoking blunts. No, yo, Al. Yeah, in your old pajamas, in your other robe.
Baby boy himself, Snoop Dogg on parole, like coming up in here like, yo, get up out of here, like.
What was the joint? What was the joint with Tyrese and Ving Rhames?
Baby boy.
Yeah, when he in there with no drawers on.
Yo, listen, man, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I just possibly, we're all not perfect, but I couldn't see myself leaving my daughter.
Nah, we got to, and I think just as a community in general, man, like, yo, let's just take care of our families and let's take care of each other. Like, you know, that's the whole point of why I do what I do with Rock the Bells. That's the point of everything we doing. It's like, let's just take care of each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. Like,
yeah,
like
Al,
I want to see Swiss win. I want to see Timbo win. I want to see, you know what I'm saying?
Since I met you, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. You know, I got too much respect for you. You know, I'm the #1 journalist in the game now. I don't know if you know this. I'm the Dan Rathers, the David Letterman. You name them, ain't been a person. You're too much of my brother. I don't want to bother you to do an interview with you. Like, you too much family.
Nah, you ain't bothering me.
So
nah, you ain't bothering me.
A long time ago, when you name them, they on here. The biggest in the game. Whoever you name, right?
I know.
And I talk so much shit right now, L, I forgot what the hell I was saying.
Nah, it's all good.
But since I met you, right, I never really met a llcoolj posse. I never met, like when you met me when I was younger, you would see me with 100 guys walking entourages and all these rappers. And I didn't understand. And you would always be alone, or with one other person, or with Claudine, your assistant, or whatever. And when I started getting into these problems with so-called friends who thought I'm supposed to pay all their bills forever,
oh boy,
or buy them cars, or yo, we made it.
Yeah.
And I thought of you, and I said, man, I never heard of llcoolj having these problems.
Yeah.
And it's because I've never seen him with a bunch of friends, hanger-ons, leeches. How did you notice at such a young age to not have that around you?
Because you know, I mean, the real answer, Joe, is it's expensive and the shit's a distraction, and I ain't got no time for that. I got things to do, man. I don't have time to entertain somebody's emotional. You know, he mad, I got 10 pair of sneakers, he need 2, or we not cool. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to make my dreams a reality. You know what I'm saying? If you're going in the same direction as me, we can ride together. I might be in a Bentley, and you might be in an Uber, or you might be in a helicopter, and I might be in a Bentley, or you might be on a train, and I might be in an Uber. But if we going in the same direction, we can ride together. But dudes just hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Extra ice cream cones. You know what I mean? You know, extra dessert, extra raspberry ices. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody got no time for that, man. Like, you know, fighting over my video game that I paid for.
You could have saved me a lot of money, Al, because as I got older, I figured it out, and I said, damn, LL had this shit right a long time ago. And I never heard of you, like, having an artist. You was never into, like,
no, I've done, like, look, I've had crews, like, I definitely had crews, but anybody that hung with me always served a purpose, Joe. I never had people around me for no reason. So, you know, I got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But the people that work with me are there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you got an army, one of the keys to victory is, you know, the types of people you put in position. It's selecting your soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, selecting your soldiers is very important. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to win. So, you know, I got great people. I got, you know, a lot of people, 20, 30 people that, you know, that are working. But the thing is, you know, I don't really need the shoulder to shoulder, you know, mink thing, you know what I mean? I don't need that. You know, it just don't do nothing for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? And it's not a problem either. Like, I did that though. Now, understand, I already did that though. Because remember, you know, when I was running around with, you know, with Chuck and with Alpo and with AZ and with Rich Porter, and, you know, when we was running around uptown, I did that. Like, for real. Like, I was running with, you know, going out, bringing them down to Virginia Beach and doing concerts, and the whole Harlem would drive down and, drive down in the Benz and the coupes and the Benzes. And this is 89, 88. They coming down, and we did all that. And, all of those dudes would come through. And so I did a lot of that. But, I grew out of it. You know what I'm saying? I learned early on because I saw a lot of things happen to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Things happen when you have a lot of people around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta be smart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like be having a lot of visitors, just sitting all up in my house and, just here.
That's
and
right.
there.
That's right.
I ain't doing all that. You know what I mean? I ain't with that. You know what I mean?
You early with the acting. You went early to the acting.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, man? Asking you these questions, I realize, man, you're a very advanced person. Like, you think about, you're proactive rather than a reactive. Like, you went to Hollywood when you ain't needed.
Yeah. Well, I went to Hollywood because I went up to, at that time to the record company, and I asked for advance. I was like, yo, I want to get an advance on the album, blah, blah, blah. And, the person that I spoke to about the advance kind of cleared their throat and like adjusted themselves in their seat. And I said, and was kind of, well, we can. And I said, oh, I see how this going to be. Immediately, no slavery, B. Like, I'm not, like, as soon as I get to, you know what I mean? Like, it don't take me long. Like, I'm one, you know how you in the club, one wink and the dude get punched in the face? Like it's like I'm there with it. Like, I saw that, I was like, nah, that's not the move. So what I learned is that a smart rabbit has more than one hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have more than one hole. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
crazy, right? Because, I got a landlord in one of my stores, and this guy's out of control. And I went to sit with him before I move it to somewhere else that's half the price rent. And talked to him, and in the minute he came with the
right.
I said, no, we ain't got to do this, bro. You ain't talking to me like that.
Right.
Like,
So,
you're not leaving here going to dinner talking about you talk to Fat Joe
right.
No, we good, bro.
Right.
No,
right.
we ain't got nothing to talk. We good, B. Like,
right.
we good.
Right. Because
I'll go down the
I
block.
learned a long time ago when you got, when you that's why, like, when you save a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you don't go hard with too much. The trappings are nice. Don't get me wrong. We like the trappings. But, when you kind of tighten your bankroll a little bit and go easy on the trappings, then when they start talking crazy, you ain't got to listen.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe, I ain't got to listen to nobody, B. Like, it doesn't matter. People could be, I'm not listening. Like, I say no to shit all day. All day, B.
And not every artist got that opportunity.
And I say that with love, not arrogance. I say
Not
that because
arrogant.
I say that with love, but I'm saying that's what it's about. It's about trying to put yourself in a position where you ain't got to just be doing any and everything. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. And that's the problem because, most
used
artists,
car, LL on the used car commercial at 3 a.m. with a goddamn come by Skippies. I'm sitting there. These cars are great.
I'll tell you a crazy story though. Sometimes I get happy to see those guys get that commercial.
Definitely,
guys,
definitely. But the point is, it's all about context, right? You'll hear people say content is king, but context is king too. It's context. So where are you at in your life? For some people, it's like an offering. It's like,
so you know what happens? People go out to swim in the ocean and the current take them, and once they notice they can't make it back, they're dead. They drown.
Right.
So what happens is everybody playing these games, the money ain't the same. Now it's like, yo, bro, they caught me, right? So I'm making my business. Now I'm going to say I'm an OG. I ain't never been an OG in my career. I ain't never let one of these little rappers call me uncle and all that shit. Like, I've been like, yo, my man, Joe Crack, like, I'm not your uncle, grandpa. They be saying or whatever. I'm not that guy.
Joe, let him. Joe.
No,
they gonna do it. Be your uncle. They gonna do it.
No,
let
live.
them live.
They're not doing it to me. They're not unking me, right? Cause yo, nah, they won't. Like, no, they won't.
I
And
feel
what's
you.
crazy is, but you were saying Uncle L when you was 20 years old. That ain't what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. You like
What
that?
I'm saying is,
yeah,
so one day they get me. They throw an ill bag at me. So I never do like old school shows, Fat Joe, right? I'm doing the poppin' shit, the Lives, the Vegas, the Dreas, the concert. Like I'm just staying with Migos performing right after me.
I understand.
Like I'm making it my business. So one day, throw us a big check. When I get there, it's old school at noon.
Okay.
I get there. This is my class of like 93, 94. These dudes ain't got no teeth. Yo, L, I look at one dude, a living legend. I'll never say their name, L. And there was a bottle of Hennessy on the floor. And the guy was dancing around the bottle of Hennessy. These are legends. Right? And I walk in and I'm like, holy Christ, who booked this shit? Who booked this shit?
Right.
Like, and it's a stadium, right?
Well, let me jump in on that. See, Joe, and look, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? That's why I've made sure that, you know, we do classic and timeless stuff. That's why, you know, that's why honestly with Rock the Bells, we do it like James Bond. You know what I'm saying? It's middle-aged people, yeah, but it's the newest toys, it's the newest technology, it's the newest flavors, it's the vibes. It's all the vibes. But I ain't chasing no kids though. That's the one thing I ain't doing. I ain't chasing no kids. You know what I mean? I'm strictly OG.
What?
Kids. I'm strictly OG. I'm not chasing the kids.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, but it's all vibes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's the presentation is right. You know what I'm saying? If it's a car, the car gonna be right. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
if
tell
you
you something.
huh?
Yeah, L, when the COVID is over, you should do a Rock the Bells tour, and you know, partner up with, you know, some money guys, man, because some of these guys need it bad though.
Well, here's my thing. That is the whole point of what we're doing, right? Here's what's the problem. You tell dudes, yo, you're not relevant, so we can't support you. But if you don't support them, they ain't relevant. So this is what's been happening. So you have these situations, but then you could take you'll have Bon Jovi standing next to Selena Gomez, but you'll act like, you know, Big Daddy Kane can't stand next to Cardi B. And that's
how we got to change it.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, that's why I'm doing the Bells, because see, the Bells, I don't even use that word, the OS statement.
Oh yeah.
This is classic, timeless shit.
It is.
This is classics. These are timeless.
Let me tell you what I told D Nice. I said, D Nice, remember I told you, D Nice is going to be the biggest paid urban DJ of all time. He going to get $1 million festival when all this shit is over. Remember I told you, the DJ.
Yeah, I understand.
No, listen. D Nice gets up there out of love and starts playing the real music that we love. But we don't hear that on the radio. We don't hear that in the clubs. We don't hear that nowhere. But when we hear it, we like, wow, this the real shit. This what we want to hear. And that's why everybody tuned in to D Nice and was like, yo, this shit is crazy. This. And it's sad that we had to see it from there. Because.
But Joe, I got to tell you, like, you know, D is my man. I love him. I support him 1,000%. But I already knew. Knew these things. Like, Rock the Bell's been out, 2 years now. We playing the classics, B. Like, it ain't nothing new to me. Like the platform that I built, we started that 2 years, a year and a half ago. We had to. We couldn't just drop it because of COVID. I was already on these pages. I was literally already.
Let me ask you a question, Al, because if it wasn't for my daughter is the executive producer. I wouldn't even know how to get on this shit. So I wasn't never doing IG and all that. And then because of the COVID, she taught me how to turn it on out of fear. because I was scared of the COVID. I didn't think I would be celebrating this birthday.
Right.
Like, people we knew was
Yeah,
dying.
and I didn't tell you happy birthday. I said it yesterday on the gram, but I didn't tell you face to face. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Al, I love you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Happy
gotta
birthday.
do that to me, man. You know
what I mean?
This is happy birthday. The great James
happy birthday though. Face to
is
face.
on my
you know what I mean?
motherfucking show.
Face
and
to
so
face.
what I'm saying to you is, so to cheer people up, as well as me being scared, it became like therapy for me to get on here every day.
Yeah.
Now you have been very quiet, very private, very, you come from a school of Prince, you got that private thing to you. But during COVID, I've been seeing you making yourself more accessible.
Well, here was my thing. What I did on COVID is exactly the opposite of what you did, right? Like, you got all the stars and all the famous people, and I love that and respect it. And I've been watching. I saw Floyd. I think it's great. You know what I mean? I just talked to the regular people that was in their homes, frightened and just worried about what was next for their lives, because I know that they look to me not only as an artist, but one of the leaders in the community. It's a default thing that happens with our people, but it is what it is. So instead of taking a back seat, I decided to talk to the people and engage with the people on my Instagram, let them go live with me, let them kick it with me, let us vibe and connect, because
but what made LL Cool J? LL Cool J, nobody knows LL Cool J better than me. What made LL Cool J turn on the Instagram and say, I'm going to talk? Like, yo, L, I don't know if you realize you've been like fucking Batman your whole life. Like, the fucking bat signal comes out.
You know what it is, Joe?
I seen you in a club one time. You was wearing a white fur. Wu-Tang was performing in the Palladium, and you had the biggest fur. And all you did was stand there, and that's it. I never seen LL again. Like, I didn't get that shit.
Nah, you know what made me come out, Joe? One word, empathy. Empathy, B. Like, feeling for people. Like, people really hurting out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, people going through it. And sometimes it's nice. Like, one of the worst things to do is to, like, meet one of your heroes and they're either an asshole, or they ignore you, or they treat you bad, or they talk down to you, or they ain't got time for you. These are like heartbreaking things, right? So it's like, I felt like, look, we in this situation. I got all these people. I got a couple of million people following me on the gram and, whatever. It's like, are you not going to talk to these people? These people are hurting. They're afraid. Are you just going to chill out and just put your toes in the carpet? You're not going to say nothing? So I just decided to embrace them, just embrace the people, because I thought that maybe if I could lift their spirits up, it would make, life a little bit easier. That's it.
L, I appreciate you for that. I've always known where your heart is at. Personally, versus, I think it should be you and Big Daddy Kane. That's just my personal opinion. Nah, I think it should be you and Big Daddy Kane.
Nah, Kane's my man. Nah, not Kane. When the right person comes along, they'll we're gonna come out. We're gonna come out. We're gonna come out with the wings, B. We're gonna come out with them, but it got to be the right person, not Kane.
It got to be the right person.
Kane is my man. Like, that's
If you made an all-time super group, including yourself, let's say a 5-member group,
right,
dead or alive, who would be in your super group?
That's interesting. Probably like, Andre 3000, because he's different. I think that would be a nice, interesting person in my group, because we're so different too. Because you have to get people that are very different. You know what I mean? I think you could add a vibe, like a really interesting vibe to it. Nah, seriously, a vibe, like it would just be like Andre 3000. I probably put M in it, just because it'll just be real, like, aggressive and wild and different. don't know, maybe Biggie and G-Rap. You know what I mean?
Now you went to 7, bro. But listen, let me tell you something. G-Rap and Biggie, let me tell you something. I took Slick Rick to dinner for his birthday. He allowed me to, because you know Rick don't really. People don't understand how much I love you guys, the guys who paid the way.
Me and Rick got the same birthday too. He's hilarious, B.
Yo, listen.
He's hilarious.
And
love Rick.
He allowed me to take him to dinner. Like, you know, his wife, Mandy, him. And I remember I'm sitting down with him at dinner. It's your birthday. And I FaceTime you. And I'm saying happy birthday. And then I show you Slick Rick.
Yo, Rick is hilarious, man. I remember one time he dropped his license and shit. We was on tour. He dropped his license out his pocket random. We was on a tour bus. And I just kind of, you know, it was near me. So I picked it up and I kind of looked at it. I was like, oh, shit, we got the same birthday. I handed it back. He said, so what do you want me to do? I said, Rick, I don't want you to do anything, B. I'm just saying we got the same birthday. You know what I mean?
Yo,
you know what I mean? Yo, Rick is hilarious, man.
You know, I don't tell.
Rick is, honestly, I'm going to keep it real with you. Rick is the only person that I know that when I see him, he snaps on me. And for some reason, but for real, he's so funny to me that I like to just listen to him snap on me because he's ridiculous. He's, you know, like I had a pair of fresh J's on. Like the J's was like, yo, Joe, they was crispy, homie, right?
Yeah,
Rick had some 5-inch nursing shoes on. All right, some white nurses shoes. Looked like he hit him with the white powder.
He wear them all the time.
Hold on. He got the slacks. He got the 5-inch nurses shoes on. You know he wear them nurses shoes.
Yeah,
it was like some British Walker nurses shoes.
Yeah.
I got J's on. He looks at me. He's sitting in the chair. He looks down at my feet. He says, "You got to do better than that. Those are just not it." You know. It's like, yo, I couldn't even. Yo, this dude is hilarious. Be like. Yo, Rick is hilarious, man. Like,
nah, man, Slick Rick, man.
I love Rick. Rick is my man. Like Rick is, you know, Rick has always been like, you know, one of my favorites too. Like we be on tour, you know what I'm saying? Rick is a wild out, B. Yo, Rick is the wild out.
He's you know, I never told him, and I can't say this on here, but I seen Slick Rick get busy with my own 2 eyes, like on another level with these eyes.
Oh, I understand.
Back in the days, like
I was on tour with Rick, and Rick could be, you know, and you know, all these peasants and guns dropping out, 9 millies dropping out. Like Rick is a wild out. But Rick is my man. Like I love him, I respect him. His wife,
that's the same words amazing. I heard him use way back in the days. Like and I was an innocent bystander. I was a Fat Joe the rapper. I was like,
these peasants, you know, Al, I'm just trying to avoid the peasants. I was like, yeah. Rick, hilarious, B. Just trying to avoid the peasants.
Yo, Slick Rick is crazy. Let me tell you something, Al. I love you. I thank you for coming on here. I appreciate you so much. Just me as a fan. The people got to see you, man, and you was dropping jewels today.
You know what? One more person. Big Pun. Be great for the group, too. Nasty. Big Pun. I like Big Pun, B.
Let me ask you a question. When you heard Big Pun, what do you say to yourself? Joey got one. What do you say when you heard Big Pun?
I said
he's like that. What do you say?
He's an MC. You know, like MCs love MCs. MCs do not front on MCs. Rappers may front on rappers, but MCs know when they hear an MC. That's why, even with me, if I do a girl joint, MCs know the difference. They listening. They say, "Oh wait, I know what that is." They hear the handles. It's like basketball players. They know the handle. Yeah. You hear the handles. You know what it is. That's MC shit right there.
I hear it. I forget what song you had. I don't know which one. Damn. On the 3rd verse, you just went off. Like, you know, the first 2 verses, like, baby, don't worry about your lipstick. I love you. I can do this to you, this, that. The 3rd verse, you just snapped. And I was like, damn, he went on some MC shit, the 3rd verse. Like, he just started going crazy.
Yeah, the MC shit is, so, you know, I'm going to bounce, but my thing is, I love MCing. I love MCs. You know what I'm saying? I am working on my new album. You know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the
Yeah,
studio
Al, I can't
working on a
wait.
new
Nobody
album.
know you like me. I want to get in there, cook up with you,
Yeah, we
and
going.
give you some joints,
Yeah, I'm working
some
on it, man.
frisbees.
Yo, I'm telling you, like I got some joints now that I
You
think the
getting
MCs
busy,
gonna
huh?
like them, huh?
Of course, I'm gonna like them. I like everything
No, but
LL
I
Cool
got
J do.
but what I'm saying is like it's the original recipe though.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean like I mean
Now I
that in
want
the
to
right
ask you
way.
one more thing.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
more thing, cause you. What are your top 5 favorite LL Cool J songs?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because it depends on my mood. You know, if I'm angry, it's one song. If I'm horny, it's another. You know what I mean? It depends on the mood. You know what I mean? Like doing it though is probably like one of my favorites because the wordplay is crazy if you really pay attention. But then the
How the girl want it
no,
nice and wet. And it
nah, I want to knock your block
nice
off,
and
get your blocks
hard.
off, so make sure your G spot's off. You know that shit is. You know what I mean?
My shit is when you go, I write rhymes that shine like lipstick, so much material,
But
not
not materialistic.
materialistic.
Imperial
Imperial
styles
styles
are
are
used.
used.
Yeah,
When the
yeah,
mic
yeah.
is lifted, the crowd is amused.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah.
I motivate. Dominant. Now, I like everything LL. I'm a sucker for LL. So
Well,
like, one album you'll come out, let's keep it real, and it be that normal LL consistency that they always want from you. And
yeah,
it should be the greatest album, Grammy. And then you'll take chances with the next album.
yeah.
But when you took the chances, like Pink Cookies in a plastic bag, I really ain't know what the fuck you was talking about.
Yo,
But
I'm gonna
I
tell you.
still was
Let me
bumping
explain to
it.
you what that is. You know, the bottom line is this, Joe. You know what I'm saying, homie? I just went to I was, at Marley crib. You know, smoked the joint, started imagining, and the rest was history. You know what I mean?
Pink Cookies in the plastic
Getting
bag.
crushed by a building. Actually,
Getting
I was on the
crushed
phone
by
with a girl.
buildings.
I was on the phone with a girl. I know I got a meaning for it. I'm not gonna get into it now because it's way too descriptive and crazy. But I was on the phone and I was like, she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know right now." And then the next thing you know, I said, "Yo, that sounds like a song." And I went downstairs and got Marley and freaked it, and we did it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely got it's a wild, it's a
A
wild one.
wild story.
Yeah, that's the turn inside out wild one. Like,
That's
that's
let
when
me
you
tell you
turn it
something.
inside out,
All that Walk with a Panther or something like a phenomenon. I loved it. I loved the record you did with J-Lo. Not the hit, the I'm leaving, not that one. The other shit.
Yeah, control
The
yourself.
Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, control yourself. Control yourself.
You
But
see
see, a
what I'm
lot of
saying? I
times,
like the shit.
but hip hop, like the thing about hip hop is that, like, I've always been a person that wasn't afraid to experiment. But in experimenting, you got to understand that when you experiment, the streets ain't always gonna get it. You got to understand that. Like the streets gonna be like, I ain't riding with that. I ain't rocking with that. But I do it consciously. So I'm like really an artist. So yeah, I do some shit and people be like, I'm not riding with that. But that's okay for me because I know how to do the other thing too. I don't forget. Just because I do something crazy, like I did the authentic with all these experimental stuff and all that, I know exactly what that is. That's conscious. It's like a concept car. You know how you see a car that they put out and it maybe got 3 steering wheels and 6 wheels and 6 tires and 4 trunks, and you're like, what is that? Like sometimes I do that musically. It's not that I'm not cognizant of what's going on. I'm very well aware of what's happening. I always pay attention, but I like sometimes to go left. But right now with this next album, I'm not gonna go left. I'm not going left on the next album. I'm gonna give them
what
some
they
shit.
want.
I'm gonna give them what they want to rock with.
Yo, let me tell you something, Al. When I was locked up, and I'd be in my cell, man, and for no reason, every night it was a ritual. I'd be like, I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove in the first. Giggling about the games. Yo, I was in the cell, man, singing that shit got me through. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm like,
Yo, I appreciate that, man. Like that's what the art is about, Joe. That's what you want to do to people. You want to, like, that's a great, amazing reward for me for you to tell me that. Like that makes me feel better as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like even when when I hear Ross when he started his rap, he did a version of I'm Bad on one of his albums, and then he did When I'm Alone in My Room. Sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, you know what I mean? Like I love when those are wonderful artistic
I never
moments
got,
that feel good. Like